22, Leigh Leopards 12 in a game where Rugby League was the winner. Playoff Rugby League before the playoffs. Oh, yes. Outstanding game, wasn't it? Brilliant. As a neutral, fully enjoyed it. Yet again on social media, let's not blame referees. This was just a great game of rugby league. I'm sorry, but in every game of rugby league, there's going to be marginal calls in the game. There was, it was the same in this one, but actually, it just was an outstanding game. Brilliant performance this from St Helens. When you looked at the team sheets at the start of the game, you thought advantage Leigh. They had the more settled squad. They had the bigger pack, but Saints came firing out the block straight away. Matty Leigh showed what he was all about in this one. His first drive, one of absolute tenacity, no doubt about that whatsoever. We highlighted in Game of the Week the advantage that we felt Leigh would have because of that pack. We highlighted the difference that the likes of Lees and Delaney and Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook versus, of course, Amon Mulhern and Nakabawai. And, this was roles reversed. Unbelievable. Tom Amone this season, always getting in around 150, 160 metres. In this game, Tom Amone was limited to 68, and a lot of that was down to James Bell. Some of his tackling was brutal, but outstanding. All fair, brilliant, outstanding stuff from James Bell. He really did fancy the tussle, didn't he, against the big man, Tom Amone. And I have to say, James Bell really having a very solid season. For me now, he is probably going to be, in the long term, St Helens starting loose forward. Yeah, you heard me say it here now. I think James Bell has got more to his game in that position than Morgan Knowles, and I think we're going to be seeing him in that position for a very long time indeed. The advantage, like I said, went with the St Helens pack. The Lees, Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook and Delaney. 236 metres to 168 for Leigh. That's not happened all season. So you've got to give the Saints a lot of credit. I remember going to the Warrington game at the Totally Wicked Stadium. We mentioned that on Game of the Week, where everybody expected the Warrington pack to outpower the Saints pack, but Saints in this game, they just ran with real intent. They were brutal in this match. Outstanding. There were some really good tries. I thought the Gildart one was well executed. The first one from Saints, the Makinson try, absolutely outstanding. Typical Tommy there. And of course, he was very brave for his second. Johnny Lomax on the score sheet as well for St Helens, and as well as, of course, as Batchelor. I thought Batchelor, again, had a real solid game in this one. I mean, that's been a real bonus, hasn't it? Saints getting Batchelor back in time for the playoffs. A brilliant try, great assist from him. 31 tackles in defence from Batchelor, 68 metres gain for his side as well. Really solid in the second row position for Batchelor. We highlighted two key matchups, didn't we? The Battle of the Hookers, Roby against Ipape. And I have to say, I thought James Roby in this one really did have a solid game. Perhaps one of his best games of the season. He was bang at it, wasn't he? Really good in this one. Marshalled the team well. Had some really good runs as well, it has to be said. At key points in the game, Roby, for me, outstanding on the night. For me, the better of the two. And then, of course, Johnny Lomax and Lachlan Lamb, of course, we put head-to-head. And once again, Johnny Lomax showing his quality in this game once more. Lamb not as effective as he has been all season. Believe it or not, Lamb only ran for 13 metres in this game. Again, Saints did a brilliant job of nullifying the key strike weapons of the Leigh Leopards, and you've got to give them a lot of credit for that. It had everything. It had absolutely everything. And I have to say, Paul Wellens and Adrian Lamb at the end said it themselves, a fully enjoyable game of rugby league. It was playoff standard. The intensity was incredible. The fitness levels of these rugby league players, it cannot be denied. They're the greatest athletes in sport today. This is the greatest game in the world. And this game was a marketing tool for exactly that. I take my hat off to both St Helens and to Leigh. It was a fair rugby league. It really was. I was full to the brim when the full-time whistle went. It really does make the playoffs mouth-watering, doesn't it? It really does. Saints, of course, now still, of course, level at the top of the table. Wins for Catalan and Wigan as well this week. So they will stay there. No real chances for me of them winning the Shield unless Wigan were to drop points, which is quite unlikely, albeit, Saints, I think, will be comfortable enough having a home game in that first round of the playoffs. If they don't manage to topple the Catalan Dragons, of course, Catalan only just getting past Wakefield. They've been a bit fragile of late, so Saints won't be giving up hope of a week off after the regular season has finished. Two more, of course, for Tommy Makinson in this. Only 3 tries off now. The leading try scorers, Josh Charnley and Tom Johnston. He won't be giving up on that. I think Makinson, yet again this season, has shown his quality. We're real big fans of Tommy Makinson here at Super League Raw. Everything this boy does is absolute real pinpoint and an outstanding rugby league. 2 brilliant clean breaks in this one. I thought his second try, like I say, the bravery of that try was to be applauded. Tommy is in outstanding form, and do not count him out for top try scorer this season. As for Leigh, they won't be too disappointed. You know, you're coming up against a champion team. It's 2-1 in the series. They may meet again this season, who knows? But I think, you know, for me personally, I think Leigh will be quite happy, and they will be better for a game of this intensity so close to the playoffs. They will know what it is all about. Don't you worry about that. It was an outstanding game. I'm even now, you know, we're 2 days later, and you know, it just keeps popping up in my mind. A fully enjoyable game of rugby league. This is what it is all about. And like I say, well done to both sides. There was no shame in this one, Leigh Leopards. And for St Helens, I have to say, people keep writing off the Saints. You know, everybody is saying that the injuries, the fragility maybe of that part that they haven't got, the likes of Parsi and certainly Walmsley, well, they're standing up for each other, aren't they? They are not going to relinquish the Super League title without a fight. Albeit I do think they will come up short this season, but this really was a great win for them, a confidence builder going into that big one at the Halliwell Jones Stadium on Friday night. So there you go. What were your thoughts on the game? And like me, hopefully you fully enjoyed it. 22 points to 12 to the Super League champions in what was a breathtaking game of rugby league. We'll see you next time on In the Sheds.